Welcome back mga kabarangay sa ating bagong YouTube channel, ang Sine Molina. Ako po inyong kaibigan Sing Papawid, ang inyong Direk Rene, ang inyong Kuya Nonoy na nag-aanyaya po sa inyo na tunghayan at samahan niyo po kami dito po sa ating Sine Molina. Mga kwentuhan, tsikahan, talakayan ang ating i-feature. At sa mga sandaling ito po ay napakagandang kwento. Dati ko pong estudyante sa Kolehiyo San Agustin sa Makati. At after 20-30 years yata, ay nagkita kami muli dito po sa Aotearoa, New Zealand. Tunghayan ang kwento ni Maricar Pastrana Holopainen. Hi Maricar!
Hi sir, kamusta?
Mabuti. Ikaw, how are you?
Good. Medyo malamig ngayon, winter.
Yeah, kasi si Maricar is the founder, CEO of the Maruia River Retreat dyan sa South Island. Ano nga yung pinaka-town niya, Maricar?
So the closest town is Murchison. It's 32 kilometers actually away from us. So we are out of town of Murchison. And that's about 2 hours from Nelson, which is the top of the South Island of New Zealand.
Oh, wow. And you've been in that place for like since the pandemic, I think, no?
Yes. So no, the lockdown, we were there for a few, the first lockdown. I think the first one was about 60 plus days, no, nang na-lockdown tayo. And then when they released us, I went back to Auckland to continue with the schooling of my kids. So yung dalawa kong anak, they went to school in Auckland, and then my husband decided to stay in the property in the South Island. So we were apart in the pandemic during the lockdowns. When there was a window, you could travel from. I could go, but that was few and far between, di ba? Mga every 2 months lang ata nag-open yung.
Correct.
So but I've been there since we moved to Nelson in 2021. So I've been here for 4 years now.
Wow. And later on, Maricar will tell us no, kung ano ba itong Maruia River Retreat. But just to put into context, mga kabarangay, Maricar was my student in Colehiyo San Agustin sa Makati. At hindi ko lang siya estudyante, siya ay nasa advisory class ko, yung 4B. At ang kulay namin ay by random yung pinipili, di ba, yellow and green. Naalala ko kayo, sinabi nyo, sir, para tayong papaya, sabing gano'n.
Oy, B for the best, sir. Best class.
Yes, oo. At si Maricar was my class president, no? Nung time na yon sa San Agustin. And then from San Agustin, you moved to Ateneo, no? Sa Ateneo
Yes.
What did you major in sa Ateneo?
I took management economics. So there were a number of us, sir. There were about 20 plus of us from San Agustin who went to Ateneo.
Yes, yung alam niyo yung batch ni ni Maricar, yun yung mga star-studded yung mga ganun, no? Si Maricar, yan, kasama na yan. Si Karen Davila, Chris Aquino, si Pinky Webb, di ba? Si Ferdy Lagman, si Hubert Webb was part of your batch, as well as many others, no?
Pinky was our batch. Yeah, Pinky was our batch. It's a very successful batch. I think it was a very, very good successful batch, and I'm glad to see my classmates doing so well talaga.
Yung iba naging doktor, nasa Amerika. I think kasi nga San Agustin, no? So yung August kasi, di ba? Yung parang nagre-reunion. I think I saw on social media na nag-reunion yung batch 2000 kasi 25th na sila ngayon.
Yes. Oo. Imagine. Tayo 88.
88. Batch 88 sina Maricar. And I had a wonderful time with 4B. Actually, hindi ako yung original na advisor niyo. Kasi umalis si Miss Cabell, I think she went to the States. So sabi sa akin, gusto mo bang maging advisor? So yes, and Maricar was my president. We also formed a club Kasi
Yes.
broadcasting kasi, and Maricar was our, what's this, our club president. And not only that, Caroline Lim was the Binibining Colegio San Agustin, di ba? Eh,
Yes. It was our
Kaya,
senior year, and I think it was the first time a senior won
okay, yeah.
for that year. So
Mm.
yeah, our class pa. Oh, see, magaling
Oo nga
talaga.
eh. And then so after that, so nagkanya-kanyang ano na, so you went to Ateneo to study management economics, and then you work sa bangko, di ba? Parang alala ko nasa
Yes.
bangko ka eh.
Between that, sir, kasi I was already an entrepreneur. I was selling shoes and bags, and then yes, in high school and
You've
college
always
pa
been an
lang,
entrepreneur, ah.
I think I just enjoyed doing things that can
Oo.
happen, and I loved shoes. Tapos yung mommy ko sabi niya, ano mo, sayang naman yung pinag-aralan mo, kailangan mo magtrabaho. So I had to go. So I applied in Citibank and I got the
Mhm.
job. So I started in January 93, and that was my longest professional career. I didn't move
Mm.
in City, and I stayed there for I think 8 years, and then they also gave me my scholarship to Asian Institute of Management for my master's.
Mm.
So I was straight from Ateneo to Citibank to master. So I didn't
AIM.
move.
Mhm.
Oo. And I think that was really good for me because I stayed the course. You know, when you stay in one place for a while,
Mhm.
you learn a lot. And I was lucky that I got the training and
Mhm.
then the education.
Mm. And you were also assigned sa Citibank sa Sydney, di ba? For 2 years, was it?
Parang what happened, sir, was in the 8 years I was in City, I got assigned to Singapore and Hong Kong. And
Mm.
then on my last year in City, I got pirated by a Canadian company to
Ah.
set up a business in Australia for American Express.
Mhm.
So I spent 2 years in Sydney. That was after my master's and after City. And then after 2 years in Sydney, I got married
Mhm.
and I went home. And then I started a different business. Yun.
So, this like being an entrepreneur is something na talagang parang ano, what is it in entrepreneurship na parang as you said, no, yung mga shoes and bags, saka later on yung ibang business. Ano meron diyan?
Um, I think there are many things. I think I was always enterprising, like me and my Tita Belle. My Tita, I don't know if you ever met my Tita Belle, but Tita Belle is one of the ladies who raised me, and
Ah.
she's my tita, and we'll always find something to do. We'll go to Divisoria, we'll go, and then we there was always something we wanted to make. So I think there was always this desire to do something more out of
Mhm.
boredom. And then at the same time, it would make you money, which also at that age is quite liberating because you're in a teenage years na ang dami mong gusto, di ba? And then also in
Mhm.
college, and you want to make sure your parents are just paying for your education and nothing more. So I think the entrepreneur was just this desire to keep doing something different and interesting. And
Mhm.
then if it made money, then that's the bonus.
Mhm.
But I think
Mhm.
eventually that also became kind of like, I wouldn't say a curse, but in a way na money was not a motivation. It was always doing something that I wanted, and then the reward turns out to
Could
be,
be. Mhm.
financial. So I think the entrepreneurial spirit was there, but a lot of it was also because I worked in a corporate environment where I understood professional integrity. So I knew that there was this entrepreneurial spirit I had, that
Mhm.
industriousness or the interest and curiosity in getting things
Mhm.
done. But the structure, the training, the discipline, the rigor, that really I got from corporate life. So it was a good
Mhm.
mix.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
And you also come from a family of entrepreneurs. I understand your dad was in the at agency, right? He had his own agency, and
Yeah,
in
well,
fact,
oh,
yeah.
my dad was in advertising for a long period of time, and you know, he's passed away now. But when I reflected on why I was so interested in marketing,
Mhm.
advertising, or making things happen. I think because at a young age, he always took me to the shoots, to
Ah.
TV commercials. And I guess I was hanging around so much there that it was just a simulation. And then you're watching a commercial get shot, the back scenes. And then, I'm small at the time, 8 years old, 10 years old, you're being brought around. And then you see the commercial on TV. And you're like, parang, oh, okay, that's how it happened. So I think that exposure with my dad, and maybe not entrepreneurial, but more creative. And then my mom naman was always working from home. So my mom was a real estate broker. She handled the Makati area. I think that's probably why I like the entrepreneurial spirit, was because she was always home. My mom was always there. So even if she was working, and she'd be awake at 7 o'clock, and then she'd be fixed, and then she has this office. Wala pang work from home noon eh. Meron na siyang opisina, nakaayos siya, nakabihis, kahit nasa bahay. So I think that role modeling of my parents allowed me to think, parang pwede tong buhay. You know what I mean? So that was a good exposure.
Because briefly, I met your dad because when you graduated, so he became like the CEO of IBC 13, I think. So
Yes.
so I had like a show there, and so I met him.
I didn't know that.
I think I did mention, Sir Estudyante ko si Maricar. I think I forgot because it was quite some time. But
no, and we didn't see each other ata during that time.
After you graduated, yes.
We never saw each other. Wait, that's so nice. I'm glad you got to work with my dad.
Yeah. And speaking of, so we lost touch, no, mga kabarangay. Siyempre, kung graduate tayo mga estudyante, iba-ibang although nasa Ateneo si Maricar, nasa Miriam lang ako. So I was teaching in the college already, pero hindi kami talaga nag-meet, no? I think we met once in one of the reunions, but that was it. Until nalaman ko na, si Maricar nasa Auckland, nasa New Zealand, dahil nag-aaral siya sa AUT. So I really searched for her, and parang hinanap ko until I got in touch with you. And then, lang tayo, text, tawag. Hindi pa tayo nagkita until, I think, mga 2 years pa yun. Doon tayo nagkita sa may Takapuna. Naalala ko pa.
Yes! Ang ganda nun, di ba?
In-interview kita. Sabi ko,
kinunan ko pa kayo, sir, ng maraming picture, ha?
Yes, oo. And so, it was, I think, it was also, very appropriate, no, na dahil nag-reconnect tayo, and you told me about your studying sa AUT, and then the family was here already, and you were having this you were also you didn't have your studio yet. I think you were assigned, or you were working in another a yoga studio, was it? Tama ba ako doon?
So when I came to New Zealand, the first thing I did was I went back to school. So I took a postgraduate degree in brand communications. So it was nice because my background was marketing, but it was so nice to go back. My classmates, I was 46 then, sir. Yung mga classmates ko, 21 years old. Kinakain yung baon ko. Hinihiram yung ballpen ko. And then, because I was, I want to be a good student, so I had all the stuff. But with the job that I could find at the time was working in a yoga studio. So I taught classes. I started as a cover, yung nagsasubstitute. Pag may nagkasakit, ako yung tatawagan. Marami palagi nagkakasakit. So it turned out I ended up teaching so many classes. So I got a following, and then they asked me to teach 2 classes a week. So I ended up teaching a Tuesday and a Thursday at 9:30, which was a very, very good time slot. Kasi yun yung mga seryoso nag-yoga, which was good. So I did that for 3 years. And then I went to school for a couple of those years. And then Maruia came about. So the river retreat came after that. So it was a good way to go back into a new, not to go back, to get into a new country, to school. So I understand why you're in the education system, because it's a way to integrate, ba? It's your way of learning again. And that's what I realized was so important, was not the things I learned in school, was just getting my mind to be humble and open to know that there are things I don't know and need to learn and to change. So that was a good experience, and I really enjoyed my brand communication class because that got me thinking that things are changing even in marketing,
Mm,
and especially now with AI and all of that. Parang I
mm,
don't feel scared anymore that things are changing because you can learn it.
mm, mm. Tama, tama. And also your while you were here, so yung yoga mo is you started that also in the Philippines, di ba? Meron kang yoga
Yes.
business already.
So we had that was one of the best times I think in my professional life was teaching yoga and learning yoga. So we put up a school of yoga, and it was 3 studios. I mean, it was called a yoga studio, but fundamentally it was made like a school. We were a college of teachers who were all classmates together, who decided that we wanted to share what we learned and the benefits of the practice. So
Mhm.
um, I ran it for 12 years until the pandemic happened. We ran it even with the pandemic. We were the
Mm,
first studio to go online.
yes.
Um, and we taught for a good 2.5 years
Mhm,
online.
mm,
And for me, I was very lucky because I got to see my students again after 5, 6 years. Like I got to
mhm,
see them because they were going online. So I would teach the
mhm,
7 o'clock morning, Monday morning in Manila, which was 11 a.m. New Zealand.
mm.
So it works out, diba?
Perfect. Mm,
So yeah, the yoga studio came, and the yoga studio really was more a passion project because when my husband took yoga and he decided to be a teacher, I saw the fundamental change in his life. He became stronger, his mind was clearer, he was less stressed, his back pain was relieved. And I
mhm,
thought to myself, I was turning 40 at the time, and I was pregnant with my son, and I had lost a child right before that. So parang
mm.
we were like, this
Ano
taking care
yun?
of your body and your mind
Mhm,
and your spirit is so important. And when I saw the dramatic changes a consistent yoga practice with him, I said, I want the same. So I took the teacher training the year after when I turned 40. And I'm so grateful for having taken that. It was 1 month of 200 hours of yoga. So that's
Oh,
that's 10 hours of yoga a day for 20
wow.
days. And that's physical. And not
Mhm,
just physical, it's you're studying anatomy, you're studying
mm.
things you've never studied before. But it was kinesthetic learning, like it was learning of the mind and body together.
Wow.
So that continued, and then I continue to do that today. So and I'm grateful to have done that because it's my profession now.
Mm.
Who would have
Kaya
thought it?
naalala ko nung lockdown Maricar was encouraging me. Meron siyang, "Sir, tingnan niyo 'to." Parang ano 'to, yung chair yoga ba yun? Ano yun?
Yes, chair
Oh, yung
yoga.
chair yoga. Sabi niya, "Oh, kaya mo yan kasi ano." And then I will also I will join yung online, yung para sa mga seniors, yung tinitingnan ko yung mga ano. Kasi iba-ibang, di ba, may iba-ibang ano ka,
Yes, ibang class.
program. Oo.
Oo.
And then so after that, you found this Maruia, or Maruia found you? Paano ba yung ano nangyari dito?
So I think for a time, my husband's been looking for something purposeful to do.
Mm.
Like we ran in the Philippines, we ran an eco glamping resort called Easy
Mm.
Adventure in Baler. I think we were ahead of our time. It was the only property left in Barangay Reserva, which is across from Sabang. Sabang is the most popular part of Baler.
Mm.
That's where all the
Mm.
beach surfing is. We're on the private, quiet side, but it has its own beachfront. It's called Charlie's Point. It's the birthplace of surfing in the Philippines. So my
Mm.
husband and I bought that property a long, long time ago. I mean, even like I think we just got married.
Mm.
The reason we bought it was because it was the only property left that had fireflies. There was no
Ah.
noise pollution, no light pollution, there was no
Mm.
electricity, no karaoke. And so we kept the property and we ran it on wind power, wind solar, energy. It was a new technology at the time. And we had about 16 tents
Mhm.
that could house, campers. And then the
Mhm.
food was from the local towns. It was farm to table. You could serve, we had
Mm.
photography exhibits.
Nice.
And then the
Oo.
yoga would come into play. So I think that was the beginning of the seed for Maruya. It
Mhm.
showed us what we were passionate about, how we could somehow be contributing to society, but at the same time bring joy to people
Mhm.
and to ourselves. Because we love being in the beach.
Mhm.
So when Maruya came, my husband was searching on
Mhm.
Trade Me. Trade Me's, they're like buy and sell, di ba?
Oo.
Classified ads. And it was an old fly fishing lodge which was vacant since 2013. But it had a
Ah.
sauna. My husband's half Finnish, so there's a sauna. It
Yeah.
had an airstrip. So my husband, when I went back to university, Lasse went and became a pilot. He learned to
Mm.
become a pilot. So
Mhm.
we all went back to school. He went to become a pilot. I went back to marketing. And
Mhm.
then the third thing it had was the beginning of a hydro plant, the renewable energy.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so I'm happy to tell you that as of last weekend,
Mhm.
we're now electricity generators from water. So our
Wow.
hydro, yes, it's amazing,
Wow.
sir. That's why I was asking you to come, because to
Yeah.
actually see that it works, that you can actually
Mhm.
generate electricity and sell back to the grid. So what's
Mm.
important is that we're providing electricity to the town if they need
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah, because
Ooh.
we have access. So whatever,
Mm.
the more conserving we are with the use of our electricity, which is why it was good to have operated non-renewable first, so you can
Mhm.
cut down
Let's see. Yes. Mhm.
consumption. You can be as honest as possible with the grid, and then when renewable comes, you're not taking advantage of it.
Correct.
You're
Mhm.
actually at your optimal level. And
Mm.
so whatever excess energy you have, electricity, it goes back into the grid. So it's
Mhm.
self-liquidating. So I think
Wow.
Maria has been, I mean, it's interesting you ask now, because it really is a culmination of um, our passion, our interest, and also hopefully a sustainable business.
Mhm. Mm. And it is, it's open from spring up to early winter, right? That because
Yes.
right now you are closed because you are fixing things and doing so many other,
Resting.
resting. Naalala ko pala, Maricar, you said, "Oy sir, yung during lockdown nga, no, sabi mo, meron si Lasse, gagawa siya ng walking tour, no, 'di ba?
Yeah,
Yung tour gano'n.
nature
So
walk.
nag-join
Oo.
ako, yung nature walk gano'n. So
You joined
ah,
it?
yeah, oo. And now that you're telling me it's you use renewable resource energy and all of those things. I think tama ka nga yung iniisip niyo dun sa Charlie's Point, no? So nag-evolve siya and this is happening now. No wonder your retreat is already being acknowledged and awarded by New Zealand top organizations, magazines, associations. Kaya every time makita ko yun, ako sabi ko, tuntua ako dahil I know how difficult it is. I mean, you're working. Tsaka kilala kita Maricar eh. Alam nyo si Maricar, ano to, nakatira ito sa Das Marinas Village sa Makati. So isipin mo siya na naghuhukay siya, nag-aano siya, nag-aayos siya ng mga ganun. And I can see that you are so happy. You love doing this and I can just imagine, I mean, yung serenity ng lugar, ano? At pasalamat pala ako sa iyo dahil alam niyo, one time, kailan ba 'yun? Basta yung nagkaroon ng mga 'di ba nahulog yung mga puno na tamaan ng lightning, 'di ba? And then
Mm-mm.
you gifted me with yung parang yung kahoy, di ba yung,
Yeah,
ang tawag
yung
doon?
shopping
Yung,
board.
yung chopping board, sabi niya, "Sir, eto yung gift ko sa inyo." Yung nagkita kami, parang, so, you are so, I always find joy in talking to you, and parang parang yung Maricar na kilala ko noong 1988, parang nandiyan pa rin siya, no? Yung parang childlike wonder, yung parang yung gano'n, yung mapagkumbaba, and I really wish you all the best, no? Lahat ng mga, siyempre may mga challenges, it's part of life, but you overcome them, no? Yung I'm just so amazed. Saan mo na ano to na what are the things that helps you overcome these challenges, no? Alam ko nung nag-podcast tayo 5 years ago ba yun, kasama pa si Ana, yung kapatid mo na si Attorney Ana, na sa Singapore siya, si Maricar nasa South Island, ako nasa Auckland. Apat tayo nun eh. Nakalimutan ko kung sino pa yung isa.
Yeah, I'm
Basta
trying to remember. I
si
think taga
JP
Manila
ba
yung
yun?
isa. It's JP,
Si
yes!
JP, si JP was one of
Yes,
your teachers,
yes,
di
yes.
ba?
I talked to JP lang kanina. So,
Oh, how is she?
oh,
She's all
and
right.
she's good, she's good, she's good.
Okay, good.
We're still in touch, and she's happy and healthy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so my sister was helping me from Singapore. She's now in Austin, in
Oo nga,
Texas.
nasa Texas
Yeah,
na
she
siya.
moved. JP is still in Manila, and she's a meditation teacher, and she's a full-time mother also. And so I think, sir, for me, I know you're looking at me and I'm full of joy and
Mm,
vibrance, and but I think also it's also because I have a lot of support. Meaning support, meaning I feel support from my family, from my friends, from my husband, from my kids, from you. You know what I mean? You always make me kamusta, diba? You're always, "Oy, kamusta ka na dyan," diba? So, there's still that sense of community that I'm not alone. I think the biggest thing about moving to a new country is loneliness. It's this sense of isolation. And me pa, sir, I live in a town, and I'm not even in the town. The town has 583 people. I'm
what?
32 kilometers away from town. My next door neighbor
Mm,
is 20 minutes by car. So I'm really isolated. The only guests and the only people I see are guests who come every weekend. And I
mm,
only see them for that moment in time. So um, I've always been this way, I think, because I come from a very happy family. I think I'm so grateful. I grew up in a big household. I grew up with my cousins, my titas, my titos, my lolas, and there was always somebody there. We always had parties, and I lived near school, so all my friends would come to the house after
mm.
and have merienda, di ba, sir? They'd come to the house. So I think I always felt that I had so much positivity because of the people around me, that it was kind of like natural to just be that way. But in saying that, I've had my fair share of extreme
Mm.
challenges. It's all personal naman, kanya-kanya yan, di ba?
Oo.
But I've had both my parents died, my two best uncles passed away, my one of my best friends. There's so many things that can bring you down. The business is challenging because of economic
Mm,
environment. COVID happened.
mhm,
So I think at the end of the day, it's gratitude. It's the fact that you still can make something out of something,
mhm,
and that the most humbling part was, if you need help, ask.
mhm,
Like, ask for help, because when you're super successful,
mhm,
sometimes you don't think you need help,
mm.
but
Correct.
it's when you're successful, it's your responsibility naman to help.
Mhm,
So I figured, when things are tough, if you ask, people will share,
mhm.
because if
That's right.
situations were reversed, they do the same for you.
That's correct.
So yun, it was humbling, definitely. The physical challenge, sir, of making
Oh.
hukay okay lang yan kasi hindi na ako magbabayad ng gym. Alam mo yon, I can just work
Ah,
out. You know what I mean? I don't need to go to the gym. My work is physical. My
mm,
yoga keeps me sane. And then at the same time, I'm learning so much about the environment. You know, just last weekend, we had to redirect water in order to increase the inflow or the intake of the water into the hydro. So we had to
okay.
reroute water, which
Mm,
means
mm,
literally move a pipe, like find a pipe, move it from a
mm.
stream, go over a mountain,
Oo, nakita ko
and
yun, oo.
diba? So it's common sense ingenuity, and if
Mm,
you have the physical capability to do it, then why not?
mm.
So I think I've found a whole new version of myself
Oo,
that I never would have had if I wasn't humbled, you know.
mm.
So it's
So
been necessary.
so when you walk around the property, Maricar, oh, you're all by yourself, no? I know thoughts will be coming through your minds. Usually, ano tong mga thoughts na to na parang
You know, sir, I'm a worrywart. I guess what it is I always prepare, which is also both the cause of anxiety and both a strength. You know,
mhm,
because you're willing to be brave enough to see what can go wrong and be okay preparing for it if things happen. The what comes with it though is the anxiety that comes with it because you're living it, you know,
mm,
by preparing for it. So what I found in the forest is that you get distracted by nature. A bird will
mm,
call you,
mm,
the river will make a beautiful sound to attract you. You know, the trees are glistening. You're completely in this whole sensory experience that you're no longer in your head. You're in the present moment and you're enhancing your sensory experience. So I think what you realize is that when you finally are undisturbed and
mm.
purely in a
Focus
sensory
on.
state,
Mhm, mhm,
yeah, on what's in front of you,
mm,
then you realize everything you're scared of is not real, and then you
mm.
realize life is good because you're
Yes.
right, you know. So it's a lot of awareness,
Mhm,
but it's a lot of courage to want to see things for what they are.
mhm.
So
Over the was this winter break, so my wife and I we went to Queenstown, Milford Sound. So na-imagine nung nandun ako na sabi ko, banda dun sa bundok na yun, alam ko dun sina Maricar, gano'n. Parang na-imagine ko yung how
yeah,
pristine, how it is like, you know, and then now you're telling me people are like 30 kilometers away. So it's really communing with nature, and it's a special place, no?
yeah, it's
And
really magical. I think that's what I really want people to see is that, you know, we often think of vacations as having a checklist of things to do,
mm,
things to see, pictures to take, food to
mm,
eat. But in New Zealand, it's about the everyday living. You know, it's
mm,
about the noticing of the everyday. There's nothing spectacular like the Opera House or the Eiffel Tower.
mm,
It's really
mm,
about, wow, how soft the sand in the beach is and there's no one there.
mm,
Or there's no line to get a cup of coffee and you can sit in this beautiful mountain for free, you know,
mm.
or you can, even in Maruia, you can drink off the stream. I mean, how
Oh,
often
yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like
Mm,
how pure is that? I mean,
mm,
things that we take for granted in our everyday life. So I think that coming to nature really allows you to understand that you're safe. Fundamentally, you're safe. And once you feel safe, you can let go. And then once you let go, you can relax.
mm,
And then you start to bring joy into your life.
mm,
So
mm.
I'm hoping that people will consider doing nothing during holidays in nature and not
Mhm.
thinking that they're missing out kasi hindi nila ginawa to, hindi nila napuntahan yan.
Tama,
You know what I
tama.
mean? Just
Oo.
noticing the little everyday things. And,
Mm,
you know, sir, my mother and my grandmother and my great grandfather passed away from Alzheimer's.
Mhm.
So I'm very, very conscious of how my mind works, especially if I'm a doomsday prepper. Parang I have to be very mindful that I have the tendency to go into spirals. And that can be
Mhm.
one of the causes of, dementia or Alzheimer's or cognitive decline. So
Okay. Yeah.
I actually know that being in nature and checking in on yourself is one of the ways you can prevent cognitive decline.
Correct. Yes. Mhm.
And a lot of it is being kind to yourself, seeing
Mhm.
yourself for sometimes the weaknesses that you see, but also being so kind to yourself, knowing that it's okay. You can
Mhm.
change that naman
Yes.
diba?
Oo. Tama,
And
tama.
then, but you only get to that part of feeling that way when you're not distracted and when you're safe.
Mhm.
And that's
Mhm.
hopefully what I'm hoping people will feel when they come to the retreat, is that they feel relaxed and safe. And that will take care of them. You know what I mean?
So the people who are watching and listening, so for them to get in touch, so they have to go to the, what's the website again? It's
So it's Maruia,
Maria.
Maruia
Okay.
.co.nz.
So and
And
everything is there.
everything's there. And then if you email, naman in New Zealand, it's everyone's sariling
Mhm.
sikap. If you
Mhm.
email, I will be the one to answer your email. If you WhatsApp, I will be the one to answer your email. If you come, I will be the one to greet you also.
So
So, and I will
talagang
teach
ano
the
'to,
yoga class.
personal, service talaga 'yan ang ginagawa ni ano, ni, Maricar. Ako kasi, Maricar, I always have this belief that, nature knows best, 'no? Nature nature has been here for millions of years. Ano tayo, sandali lang tayo dito. So they know what is best for them, for nature, and they know what is best for people, So, I think going to Maruia River Retreat is a must have to be in your must do list or to do list. Especially lalo na yung yung mga taong masyadong yung toxic environment, yung negosyo, nagtatrabaho, yung mga gano'n.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Time to take a break and go for a break in a place na kasi yung iba, Maricar, ganito, sasabihin nila, o sige, punta kami New Zealand. Okay, pag pumunta ng New Zealand, siyempre, pupuntahan yung mga popular na yung
Of
parang,
course, understandable naman eh, 'di ba?
oo,
Yung Hobbiton, yung
yes,
Queenstown.
oo, yung
Of
Queenstown.
course, understandable.
Pero meron pang iba, there's another aspect of Aotearoa, which is Maruia River Retreat is one of them. No? So, get in touch dito sa www.maruia.co.nz. Nandyan yung mga contact details, WhatsApp, email, and as Maricar was saying, siya rin ang sasagot dyan sa mga. So,
Yes, sir.
what are
And
you?
if you
Yeah.
come, you have to come talaga. You have to
Yes,
come and
oo,
visit.
oo. Oo, siyempre. Talagang matagal na niya akong ini-invite pero yeah, but definitely next year, na 'to, gagawin
For
natin.
sure na yan, for sure. Face to
Oo.
face na yung ano natin, yung interview.
Oo, and then kasi ako gusto kong makita yung hydro kasi ang topic ng klase ko ngayon is about renewable and non-renewable,
Oh,
and we were talking about hydro, solar, ganyan-ganyan. So, maganda yan dahil I can like show them, and also alam naman natin na yung fossil fuel is not doing good to the environment. So it has to be etong renewable
yeah.
resources.
Yeah, I think, sir, what it does is when I mean, the thing being in the middle of nowhere and in
Mm,
isolation, you really learn self-reliance and self-sufficiency. And you realize what are the most important things, di ba? So you're
mm,
back to food, water, and shelter. And of
mm,
course, energy.
mm.
So I think um, just taking care of that makes you feel safe. Everything
Yes.
else will follow. We've managed to attract, sir, and you'll find this very interesting, a lot of solo travelers, people who come
Oh,
alone. So
oh.
every weekend we have 10 guests, and 3 of them will be solo, coming on their own.
Okay.
Different reasons. Escaping their child or children, para lang may
Mm.
break yung mom, di ba?
Mm. Mm.
Which is good because it's hard to take a break.
Mm.
Kasi, that's money, time, and who's gonna take care of your kids, right?
Mm.
But the fact that women are coming out of their way to take care of themselves, that's self-love. That you're
Yes,
taking
yes.
you're taking care of your family by taking care of yourself. The second one are people who are recovering from illness. So we have a
Mm.
lot of people who post chemotherapy, post rehab, post injury. And then the third one, usually burnout. People who just, highly, highly, highly successful people who need time to realize, is this really what I want out of life? And what is the true measure of success? And these are things they come into their own. We don't induce any kind of reflection. It's the environment that allows it. And then we have a lot of couples who are reconnecting. I get a lot of calls from husbands who are
Mm.
calling for their wife's 40th birthday, wife's 50th
Oh.
birthday, or their anniversary, and it's their husband's calling, which I find so sweet. Yung lalaki yung nagbubook. And they want their wives to have a good time with them.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm finding that has been so rewarding, that you have people coming for specific reasons that are health related and life enhancing. Diba? Hindi yung kailangan ko magbakasyon kasi may bakasyon.
Oo. May gagawin ko yung annual leave, parang ganon.
Bahala na kung ano yon, diba?
Yeah. Oo. So, what are the future plans for Maruia River Retreat, Maricar?
I am hoping that a lot of locals will continue to come. So we have not increased our rates. We are an all-inclusive resort, so you don't have to pay for extra stuff. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is covered. All activities are covered. And then our plan is to really optimize the hydro, make sure that we're running as efficiently as possible. And the second would be food production. I think that's one of the things that we want to focus on. Is we have a kitchen garden. It's been feeding us naman, sir, in the summer, but it hasn't been a full-time focus because we wanted the energy source first to be. That's a big priority, because once you take that out, you can, you have energy. And you can do so much with that. You can power your tools, you can do irrigation, you can do a lot of things. So food is the next thing. But fundamentally for me is marketing. I have to make sure that people come and that people find value in this kind of vacation. And hopefully by being there, they learn something about themselves, about the environment that they can bring home, and rush home and be excited about that they had this wonderful experience at the retreat.
Maricar, I'm so glad of with what you have achieved so far, and I'm sure ang layo-layo pa, ang dami pang magagandang mangyayari. All of these things that you've been doing is nakaplano talaga yan. There's this divine guidance na alam mo, yung nandyan palagi. So, syempre, kasama na rin. At saka yung ganon. So, thank you so much, Maricar. And whenever you are in Auckland, umakyat ka ba dito or most of the time?
Hindi na masyado, but sir, for sure, I will make sure I will see you when I'm in Auckland.
Tayo.
For sure. For
sure. So I on my part is I will do my best also, because I'm very proud of my former student, now a friend, na gusto kong mai-promote yung kanyang Maruia River Retreat Museum. So may river talaga yan, di ba? Yung Maruia River, yun yung pangalan, di ba?
Yes, sir. So Maruia River is one of the most how do I say this? It's a very difficult river to fish for trout. So it used to be a
Oh.
fly fishing lodge. So there's literally steps from the villa. We have 1.5 kilometer frontage of a river, and
Mm.
we are not in a floodplain.
Oh,
So we
okay.
are 200 meters above elevation.
Okay.
So we're safe.
Mm.
And yes, there's something about being near the water, that brings life and a sense of, constant peace and flow. So
Yes.
yeah, it's really, really beautiful. And you can swim in the river, sir. Like,
Oh,
it's,
hindi
yes,
malamig
it's
yung
malamig
malamig
ngayon.
ba siya?
Pero yun
Oo.
na rin yun, cold plunge. Di ba uso ngayon yung contrast therapy, yung magko-cold
Oo.
plunge. Yun. So we have guests who swim in the river. But
Mm.
I think just being wading in water in the river where
Mm.
nothing's gonna eat you, where it's clean and it's walking from your villa.
Mhm.
It's such an experience. It's so simple,
Mhm.
these experiences, but it's so
Meaningful
enriching,
and ano, oh,
meaningful
enriched.
and simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, enriching.
Maricar, thank you so much for the time. Alam ko marami pa tayong pag-usap, marami pang panahon na gagawin natin 'to. And I'm really, as I said, I'm really really proud of you, and I'm sure all your teachers na kilala ko, yung mga taga Colegio San Agustin sa Makati, they really are, every time we hear of success, kahit failure or kahit ano, we're still proud of our kids, no? Yan, si Maricar sa aking 4B class. Lahat ng mga estudyante ko nagiging Molina kids. So, she's one of the
Yes.
Molina kids.
No, sir, can I just
Hmm.
say about teachers? So my grandmother was a teacher.
Oh,
I'm a yoga teacher. I have absolute respect and admiration for teachers. So I am so grateful that we're still in touch, because obviously you've meant so much in most of your students' lives. So the fact that you're still in touch with your students is a testament to how good a teacher you also are. So thank you.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Lalo na yung sa batch mo, sina Ferdinand, Lagman, and then some of those basketball players, yung iba nasa military, and yeah. I enjoy teaching also, and it
Yes.
keeps me. So maraming salamat, Maricar.
Yes,
All the
thank you, sir.
looking forward to see you whether up here in Auckland, or I'll be able to. I have like a small window of I think meeting the community in Nelson. I think I don't know when, but
Oh, tell me when, sir. I'll go.
kasi ano yan, di ba? Ano, 2 hours ba yun? Ano,
No,
three
no, no.
hours?
Madali lang yan. I mean, what are the chances of you being in the South Island? So, you know what I mean? Tell me and, we'll make it happen. Basta
Oh
hindi
yeah.
weekend.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Oh,
thank you so much.
sige.
God bless, Maricar. And
Thank you,
I'd like
sir.
to also thank our listeners and viewers na pinayagan nyo kami ni Maricar pumasok sa inyong mga tahanan, sa inyong mga puso sa mga panahon nito. Harinawa ang aming kwentuhan, aming chikahan ay nakatulong po na maibsan ang inyong kalungkutan at maitulak kayo papuntang Maruia River Retreat. www.maruia.co.nz. Thank you so much. Take care and God bless. Bye for now.